When I was 7 years old, when I was 7 years old, my dad had told me after he had a few beers and we were watching a movie in the evening, he looked at me and he told me, son, everybody's gonna die. I'm gonna die one day. You're gonna die one day. We're born being condemned with death. Even an innocent newborn baby is condemned with death without doing any harm to anybody or doing any wrong. It's just a way of life. That night I couldn't go to sleep. I remember trying to stay up with the lights on, and my older brothers were just annoyed and telling me, man, go to sleep already, bro. And I remember them watching TV and hoping that we can leave the TV on and trying to leave a lamp on a little bit. And dude, I was just terrified of going to sleep because I was just scared of death, and death maybe just being black, everything just being empty and everything just disappearing. Sort of like just shutting off a machine. And that would happen for years and years to come, until like I was in 7th grade and I met this girl and we ended up talking and stuff, and I tried, manning up, and we would go to sleep on the phone together through webcam and stuff. And so that helped me out, but I was always terrified. And I remember being a kid and praying to God, that night that my dad had told me that, I remember just being scared and praying to God. And my mom, she was raised Catholic, and she would always give us a baby Jesus every 24th and make us kiss Jesus. And so she was a big believer in everything. And it was just big. It was just big in my faith, and it was just a big belief of mine when I was younger as a kid. And I would talk to God all the time, and I would pray for him. We were never really financially set, or we would always have these little hardships going on, moving from school to school, house to house, things like that. It was 4 of us, and my mom and my dad trying to get it together here. But yeah, guys, and as I got older, it's just, you go through life. And I just heard this verse that says, if you become a friend of the world, you become an enemy of God. And it's just so sad, because just like we trust our parents when we're a kid, is how we're supposed to trust God. And when we do that, all the anxiety leaves, because we put all our faith in his hands, knowing that he has a plan for us, so everything will be okay. But when we put our plans ahead of God's plans, it's when we start to suffer. I'll have a part 2 for this. God bless you guys.